I now have the distinct honor of introducing this year's valedictorian. Alannah Bushnik was nominated this year as one of the campus's valedictorians and has been chosen to represent the class of 2025. Alannah is graduating from the Electronic Engineering Technician program. Please welcome Alannah.
Success in education doesn't look the same for everyone. Today represents not only a shared accomplishment, but the culmination of many distinct personal journeys. So I invite you to pause and think about the path that brought you here today. My name is Alannah Bushnik, and I'm graduating from the Electronic Engineering Technician program here at NSCC Sydney Waterfront. I had a non-traditional path through traditional education. I moved out young and started working minimum wage jobs while attending high school. When I think back to myself as a teenager, I didn't even know if I would get my GED or my driver's license, much less earn a post-secondary diploma. But I eventually did graduate high school, and I later started university to pursue a Bachelor of Science during the height of COVID, which wasn't a great fit financially or for my mental health. I found the material interesting, but I had a hard time absorbing it when I wasn't applying my knowledge, and the larger class sizes meant I didn't have as much, if any, interaction with my professors and peers. So I dropped out, feeling discouraged in myself and stuck wondering if I could ever accomplish anything more. But I then ended up looking at the course description page on the NSCC website, and I found that electronic engineering technician sounded like the perfect intersection between creativity, hands-on problem solving, and technical skills. It was a total shot in the dark. I had no previous experience, or really any idea what the course would entail. But I was drawn to the versatility of the careers I could achieve from this program, and to the opportunity to lean into my natural interests. And once I started, I loved it. I found that NSCC gave me the framework to move forward. It gave me structure, community, and the kind of support that makes growth possible. And of course, I'm not the only one with a story like this. Each of us arrived at NSCC with our own challenges, and each of us found our footing in different ways. I'd like to take a moment to sincerely thank those who have supported us throughout our educational journeys. To the faculty and staff at NSCC, thank you for your infinite dedication, wisdom, and belief in our potential. Especially my instructors, Brian Kelly and Frederick Boutlier. It wouldn't have been possible without you. To our families, friends, and loved ones, thank you for your encouragement and the many forms of support you offered along the way. And to my fellow graduates and classmates, thank you for your passion and the sense of community you brought to this experience. Because of this, we were able to succeed. And I don't think success is defined by academic excellence. To me, success meant being able to achieve what I knew I was capable of, but didn't necessarily have the means to accomplish. It was proving to myself that I could grow. NSCC doesn't prescribe any definition of success either. Instead, they support individuals in meeting their own personal, varied definitions. I think that's part of what makes it so special here. It meets people where they are, even when their journeys aren't linear. This nonlinearity is reflective of life. I've mentioned that we all find our paths in unexpected places. My class, for example, ranged from people who were fresh out of high school to people with families to support. Some worked night shift between classes, had to take an hour-long bus in every day, or completed projects in the corners of our lab during lunch breaks. So we all arrived here with different starting points, responsibilities, and uncertainties, but we shared that willingness to try. And NSCC met us at that moment. It provided the environment to develop practical skills, yes, but also the space to rebuild a sense of direction, to practice persistence, and to gain confidence. Not just in what we know, but in how we think, how we adapt, and how we contribute. In this way, education isn't just about absorbing content. It's about developing the ability to move forward with purpose. And on the other side of this journey, we're celebrating a lot more than just academic achievement among everyone here today. I'd also like to acknowledge the many different organizations on campus that contributed to my personal growth. Competing in the Skills Canada competition in electronics gave me the chance to further engage with my program beyond classworks and labs, and I met like-minded, passionate people while doing so. Being a presenter for Enactus taught me public speaking and was a huge step in developing my confidence through pushing my boundaries. I never would have imagined myself speaking in front of any panels, much less a room full in Toronto. But just knowing that I had that opportunity, even though my heart rate sat at 170 beats per minute during my presentation, is something that still follows me everywhere, as evidenced by the fact that I'm speaking here today. And tutoring my classmates has been one of the most fulfilling experiences I've had. It pushed me to test the limits of my own knowledge and find ways to adapt around them. My instructor once told us that a great deal of teaching is learning, and that rings incredibly true. Looking back through that list, the variety says a lot to me. It speaks to the wide range of opportunities that NSCC offers, not just academically, but socially, professionally, and personally. That theme of not just one definition of success applies here as well. And not only do these opportunities exist, but through each of them I gained valuable skills and I felt empowered, safe, and welcomed. All this to say, since I moved out, I've had a hard time imagining the future, a feeling I'm sure we can all relate to in one way or another. Even though I was the poster child of "you have so much potential," I didn't feel like I could actualize it. But now, instead of that uncertainty, I see many open doors, and I feel confident stepping towards them. This clarity is something I haven't experienced before, and I didn't expect to. And I know that I wouldn't have found it without this program, this campus, and this community. And now it's Convocation Day, and we're all looking at those same open doors. I hope every single person graduating here today feels immensely proud. Whatever path you're taking next, whether you're starting a new job, continuing your education, or just taking a well-deserved breath, I hope you recognize how far you've come and how capable you are of continuing forward. It is an honor to represent you today. Congratulations, NSCC Class of 2025.
Thank you, Alannah, for sharing your experiences